Meet Dr. Powers, whose little act of kindness rescued him from death, restored his hope and future of his children. Dr. Richard Okoye and Dr. Powers first met each other in medical school.
Actually, my encounter with Dr. Powers could be said to be, divine arrangement. On resumption of our second year in medical school, I came into the campus. Actually, I didn't have money for full accommodation. So I was looking forward to perhaps somebody to squat with, and we share the bill. So when I got into the hostel, I saw a cubicle, the occupant was not available at that point. So I kept my boss there to go and eat. On coming back, coincidentally, Powell was in, and I apologized to him for, keeping the bag without his consent. On trying to carry my luggage, he said to me that while he came back and was praying, God spoke to him and said, the young man that kept this very boss is my son. Accommodate him. And I didn't get to understand that. And he asked me, have you gotten accommodation? I told him I'm still looking forward to that. And he said, I can stay with him. I can tell you, that was quite an inconveniencing situation because he was in the third year preparing for the professional exam. But we stayed together. An amazing experience within that 1 year. And after a year, he left for another school. So that is the last I saw him after them.
You've got to try a little kindness. Show a little kindness. Shine your light for everyone to see.
I never regretted that decision because it turned out to be a blessing to my life.
No doubt, for a medical student to tolerate discomfort because he heard God is indeed a sacrifice. Even though the relationship did not last, a seed was sown in the heart of Dr. Richard Okoye. Friends, nearly 30 years later, Dr. Richard Okoye, the same accommodation seeker, has built multi-specialty hospitals in Nigeria, Civil Life Mission Hospital that specialized in kidney transplant, joint replacement, spine surgery, heart intervention procedures, IVF, and so on. While little was known and why Dr. Richard Okoye was positioned in a time such as this, suddenly tragedy struck. His one-time destined helper, Dr. Powers, was down with chronic kidney failure. In what seems to be hopeless, the seed he sowed 30 years earlier speaks.
My names are Dr. Bezalel Gordon Powers. I'm a resident anesthetist at Rivers State University Teaching Hospital. Sometime in January, I was diagnosed with kidney failure, and I thought that the world had come to an end. When I saw my children and my wife weeping, I wept profusely. However, when I came to Save a Life Mission Hospital and met Dr. Okoye in his office, he gave me some words of encouragement that activated my faith. Told me, as long as the Lord liveth, I will not die. He had to mobilize his team, both locally and internationally, and they came to my rescue. I would love to appreciate Dr. Okoye for the great impact he had made in my life, bringing me back to life after a terrible journey of kidney failure. He stood with me all the way, with words of encouragement and even financial support. I'm forever grateful to God for bringing us together.
We came to Save a Life Mission Hospital, and he was booked for kidney transplant, and it was a success. We never believed it was going to come out of it. We never believed because it was so bad. The recovery state after the transplant was amazing. God sent Dr. Richard Okoye as an instrument to save my husband's life. I lack words to express my heartfelt gratitude. I know that he was my husband's roommate back in school in Uniport. God used them greatly as an instrument to save his life.
Friends, what can we say to one another? Never stop doing good because of past disappointment. See how the book of Galatians 6 verse 9 puts it. Let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we do not faint. Friends, the seed in your hands now is to share this video to encourage somebody. Together we build a healthy society. Kindly drop your comments on this WhatsApp number.
See a brother standing by the road with a heavy load from the seeds he sowed. And if you see a sister falling by the way, just stop and say, you're going the wrong way. You've got to try a little kindness, show a little kindness, shine your light for everyone to see. And if you try a little kindness, then you'll overlook the blindness of narrow-minded people on the narrow mind.